Well, you know, in today's show, we were talking about conflict in organizations, and we looked at it from a management and a non-management perspective, and it led us to this notion of a cracked cup that the Japanese use as a metaphor for leadership, and I thought it was pretty interesting to talk about this on the show today. You know, we're talking about failure, and that with Japanese culture, that is, that failure is seen as something to be revered, something that adds to one's value because you've kind of been there where others have not, and so you know what to look for. And again, that is highly valued. So the crack in this cup that represents failure is filled with gold. I like to use this in my leadership workshops because it is such a great metaphor that they fill it with gold. That failure is something that you don't want. None of us want to fail, but we have a mindset that when we or when folks that work for us fail, that it's actually of great value to the organization. As Mr. Watson from IBM years ago, president of IBM, said to the person that came into him after making $1 million mistake, thinking he was going to get fired, and Mr. Watson said to him, "Are you kidding me? We've got $1 million invested in you." Well, he was serious, and this is a real situation that you can read about. But for great critical thinking, I think that we have to have this notion that failing is okay. And with that comes this notion that, well, I could be wrong. There's actually a better idea out there, and if I can put my selfish desires aside, my biases aside, my desire that it has to be my way, if we can put that aside, that is the road to great leadership.